brother. May the water flow your way. Peace be with you, brother. May you live a long day.
Good evening and Happy New Year's, everyone. 2018 is upon us, and we at MBMP want to welcome you for another season of the Chase Lounge. And this year, we're going to kick it off and kick it off right. We have someone here from the countryside of the music who has a bunch of experience and can give us some in-depth scenarios of how he came up and how he's doing his thing now, because he's still working. And I want to bring this young man to the forefront, Mr. Chuck Murphy. Thank you so much, brother, for joining us today.
Thank you, Ken.
Oh, man, the pleasure's all mine. I feel kind of like a little schoolgirl that's in high school that just seen her crush, man. I mean, you just don't understand to be in the presence of greatness. I could say that greatness, because you greatness.
You're killing me.
This is a beautiful thing. Now, MBMP, get ready. Get out your notebooks, pens, pads, take notes, because you may be able to get there a little quicker than Mr. Chuck did. Then you may not. So just take notes on what he's got for us. I'm sure he has some in-depth analysis and some scenarios for us. So, Chuck, talk to me, man. I know you got something going on. How's everything going with you?
You know, life is great.
Very good.
Life is wonderful. Music is beautiful. And all I can say is the good Lord's given me the opportunity to experience what it's really like, even though it's a little later in life, as we were discussing.
I understand.
To enjoy what the whole concept of people liking the music you're playing and writing and giving the opportunities like this one to be with you. So thank
you, Chuck. It's a great opportunity for me. I'm just trying to give people an in-depth look on where you actually came from, where you grew up. Talk to me.
Originally, I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I grew up there. I started playing music early on in my young teens, completely by ear. I play by ear. I was at a time when we just didn't have the opportunities with the technology that's available now.
Yes, sir.
So we were working a lot harder to try to get attention, and there's just so many opportunities now to make those things happen so easily if you take the time to understand how the technology is working. And I know that it was, I really believe it was the technology that allowed me to get my music out there, because I've had so many years to get it right. And I've had the opportunity to work with so many people that have gotten it right, that it all came together a couple years ago, and it's like the stars lined up and said, you know what, we're going to give this guy a shot to get his music out there. And
you said a couple of years ago, and he did say he was 62. Not that that's old, but you said a few years ago.
Well, I've been writing, producing music for 35 years, and a couple years ago, at 60, my first record hit Billboard. Or actually, it was actually you know what? You might have to look. I'm not sure. 60, 61, year and a half ago, I hit Billboard, and it's like, this is crazy. And that's exactly how I felt about it. This is crazy.
But the key to that is, Chuck, never giving up.
You're exactly right. You got to, if there's something. I tried to give up multiple times.
I understand.
You know, I mean, when you start to realize how much money it takes and how much support, not always money, but it's a combination of money and support of other people.
Correct.
It's interesting. I was at an award show, the HMMA's in 16, and it was a situation where I was up for a couple of awards there.
Yes, sir.
Neither one, I didn't get either one of them. But one of the guys that it was actually a duo act. Now not going to mention names, but they got up and they stopped for a moment and said, you know, I'm hearing so many people talk about their team and the people that helped them get there. Well, we want to let you know that we got here ourselves. And I'm sitting there at my age thinking to myself, all the things that I know about how I got where I was at that moment, and I'm thinking,
yeah, some people just don't get it.
You're just missing the, yeah.
Some people just don't get it.
Yeah,
some people just don't get it. That's so true. I love it. Actually, I'm sure some of these things led to you having some of the dramatic stuff that you have to write about, that you've been writing about.
Yeah, the interesting thing about writing for me is, and I thought it was unique at first, but I think my writing journey was much like many, yeah, the emotionalism of some of the things that you experience, obviously give you material, but as you're working at the concept of writing, when you're young, you're writing about your feelings, and when you're young, you're writing about the love or the lost love, and you're writing a lot about yourself because you're really digging into yourself.
Correct.
And because that's what you know. That's what you know the most about.
Yes, sir.
At that point. But as you grow, you learn, and you start to experience, and you start to understand your environment, but you also understand the environment around you, the people around you, and the things that are going on. And the most interesting things to me are really understanding what's happening around me, and because I have got this ability to always think everything is great.
I understand, but that's a good outlook to have, though.
It's a great outlook to have, but most of my life I lived week to week, and I always thought I was on top of the world.
I understand.
I never, ever felt like I was, not having the chances that I should be having, and I don't understand where that comes from, because I wasn't in an environment that really would have, growing up as a kid, I wasn't in an environment that was positive to make me want to be positive.
Hey, Chuck, hold that thought 1 second. We got to pay some bills real quick. Give us 2 and 2. We'll be right back at you with more of Mr. Chuck Murphy. Thank you so much.
Let me ask you something. Are you using the power of video to market your business? Are your spots engaging and entertaining? We can help you get your message across. We have had many years of experience creating videos for cities, corporations, municipalities, and retail businesses big and small. Contact us and find out how easy and how affordable the process is to get that marketing video that is just right for your business. Call us today at 661-206-7728 for your no-obligation consultation. Check us out at MILLER-BELL-MEDIA.com and our YouTube channel for a vast amount of projects that we've done for others at youtube.com/MILLER-BELL-MEDIA1, or just Google us on the web. We look forward to hearing from you. And remember, it doesn't cost anything to ask.
Sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we fall down, sometimes we fly. We'll come together.
This is a billboard. This is a billboard topper right here, you guys. You know, we're not just talking to anybody here on the Chase Lounge. We're talking to the man. So, as we move on, how does it feel, sir? Now being, you know, having acquired that taste of the billboard and seeing that all your hard work is paying off. It may seem like it may be a little late, but your hard work is paying off.
I'll be real honest with you. I'm happy that it's happening now, because I'm in a place now where I can do something with some of the attention I'm getting. Whereas when I was younger, I very well might have missed some of the opportunities because I wasn't wise enough to recognize them.
Understood.
You're giving me an opportunity to lead right into what I'm doing with the music, with my new nonprofit, Music and Kids.
Exactly. That's what we were getting into, and he brought us right to that. See, this young man is giving back. That's what it's all about, people. I hope you got your notepads out and pens, because you just heard him say hard work, perseverance, and giving back, and having some faith. That's all you need, really, to try to make a successful life here. Faith, diligence, perseverance. Hey, hard work, it works. Talk to me, sir. Non-profit. Talk to me.
Music and Kids. The concept and why I put this together is I've known how much music helps the development of a child from the fetus on up, from that point.
Amen.
And how it literally wires the brain.
Correct.
From a child listening, still in the belly, to moving forward. It helps with languages when a child's learning to speak. And it continues. And for me, what happened when my record started hitting Billboard, and I started getting phone calls and the opportunity to mentor some young kids, and instead of saying no, I said absolutely, let's go. You know.
Why not?
But I think that had to do with the idea of mentoring was something that obviously you do that as an adult because somebody thinks you've got some wisdom.
Correct.
And I wasn't sure whether I did or not. I wasn't sure what I was going to be offering. But what ended up happening is I found, working with some of these young kids, and they were anywhere from 10 to 18, I got a lot of pleasure and learned a lot about myself again, working with them and watching the light bulbs go off on these kids when they would ask me some real basic questions about performance, about doing what I'm doing, about songwriting. And most of the things that I would talk about were really basic and pretty much personal. I mean, my approach to everything I'm doing I'm not trying to lecture anybody. I'm trying to share my journey a little bit.
Personal standpoint.
So exactly. So people can understand that, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to tell you what I did and what worked and what didn't work.
Correct.
And if I can do Music and Kids, I mean, a good example would be one of the very first kids that I started helping. And it was before we had the nonprofit put together, but as a young rapper, and he knew nothing about music, nothing, other than the fact that he can put beats together, use samples, and he's got such a sweet voice, both as a rapper and also as a singer.
Hold that thought 1 second. We got to pay some bills real quick. Give us 2 and 2. We'll be right back at you with more of Mr. Chuck Murphy. Thank you so much.
I am Officer Gil Hernandez with the California Highway Patrol assigned to the Antelope Valley area. We have teamed up with Antelope Valley Schools Transportation Agency to give you an important message. When driving on a 2-lane roadway approaching a school bus with red lights activated, traffic in both directions must stop. If you are driving on a roadway with 2 or more lanes in each direction, only the traffic traveling in the same direction is required to stop. Not all school buses have a retractable stop sign. Look for the flashing red lights. Any questions, please contact your local California Highway Patrol office or Antelope Valley Schools Transportation Agency.
Let's leave the world a little bit better with love and harmony. Peace be with you, brother. May the water flow your way.
What I did is I got him into a vocal class. I mean, the process, it took a little bit because it was kind of a push-pull thing, and he
Right.
thought he knew better than me. And finally, you know, through a few visits back and forth, I tried to explain to him that, you know, as his career, if this is his career, he needs to know how to speak with other musicians. He can't just walk in and start talking about this or that.
This
when
jargon, yeah, exactly.
You know, using language, I mean, every business has got its own language.
Correct.
And if you're going to be talking to people and wanting their respect and their understanding and wanting them to dive into what you're trying to produce, you got to be able to talk their language.
Speak their language, yes, sir.
And in this case, he finally understood it, and we got him into vocal lessons, and it's pretty amazing because the kid that I met a couple of years ago, right now is I mean, his vocal teacher is, he works from an operatic standpoint. That's where his basis comes from, and then what he does is he takes and he uses all of the things that he teaches from the operatic style into genres. And he's singing everything from rock to soul to country right now. And not that he has to spend a lot of time there, but the idea is to know how to do it. It's, you know, you don't want to just know one thing.
Yeah,
diversify. You want to understand everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the key. And I understand that on top of all of the other stuff you're doing with the nonprofits and billboards and business owning, you formed a band as well.
Well, I mean, the band. I think the band was something that happened basically to help me. I mean, forming the band was, you know, most guys form a band because they need someone to. They're a lead singer or a songwriter, and they want someone behind them. And I just wanted somebody with me. I didn't want them behind me. I just, you know, and we still laugh about it 8 years later because, and the guys in the band still say the same thing if it comes up, and that is, you know, we're just not used to, you know, being hired to play in a band.
Got you.
And then have the guy that hired us stand off to the left and put the bass player in the front, like, you know, and it's like, I put the best player in the band up front as far as I'm concerned.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's the way to do it.
And I've tried to surround myself with great people, and I'm not going to stick myself out in front of them when I know damn well from a musical standpoint they're better than I am. I mean, I do what I do. You like it or you don't.
That's right. That's
but
right.
I always try to give the focus to the people that deserve it. And those are the people that are allowing me to do what I'm doing.
That's right. You got to do what works, man. I love it, Chuck. Man, is there any other things that you like to add, man? Am I leaving out anything, man? I feel like I can sit here with you all day, man, and catch up on life.
Well, you know, the funny thing about I'm the same way. I could sit here with you all day, you know, and we could go from one subject matter to another subject matter, and I'll answer your questions the best I can.
I understand.
But they're always going to come from the same place, and the answers are going to come from. Thank you.
Yeah, and praise God. Yes, indeed. Chuck, so I heard you're going to bless the Antelope Valley by being at the Almond Blossom Festival this year.
Well, I'm going to turn that just a little bit on you.
Talk to me.
The Almond Blossom Festival is blessing me to allow me to come back a 6th year in a row.
6 years in a row, Chuck. 6 years in a row.
But this year we're coming back with something bigger, and it has to do with the nonprofit, with music and kids.
Very good.
And it's the first major promotion for awareness that we're doing, and we've got 50 kids that are going to compete in a vocal Junior Star Search, and 10 of those kids are going to move forward to get a 6-month scholarship with vocal teachers out here in the Antelope Valley.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's big.
Yeah. Well, you know, I didn't realize how it was being embraced until I had the opportunity to start looking for some judges, and we started brainstorming of people I knew and people that might or might not. And most of the people I was thinking of, oh no, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do this. You know. And then finally, I realized that if I don't ask somebody, I'm never going to find out for sure.
Right.
And so the first person that came to mind that I really I had met and I was really hoping something would work out was Carney Wilson from the Wilson Phillips Band.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Now that's big. That's big right there.
Carney just jumped out with the support because she's real big in supporting
the kids,
nonprofit and kids.
Exactly.
She gives back every chance she gets, and so I'm very humbled by that opportunity there because it's going to be a big deal.
That's big. Carney, come on by and see us at MBMP over here. Sit on the Chase Lounge and let us pick your brain a little bit, Carney. Right on. I'm very glad to hear that.
It even got better than that because about a week ago I got a call saying that we're going to be, myself and Nelson Pacheco, he goes by Nappy Nap. He's my sound engineer for Big Coyote, but he's a major guitar player, vocalist, and he and I are doing a duo act.
Nappy Nap.
And we got the opportunity to actually open for Wilson Phillips in April. So we're going to get to, not only is she going to be a celebrity judge, but we're going to have the opportunity to get out and
open
play.
up for it.
So that's going to be fun.
Man. Congratulations. See, good things happen to good people. That's what I'm talking about. Big Coyote doing their thing, man.
We're having a good time.
Very good. And you guys have some show dates coming up in the end of February, March going on as well.
We're doing a handful of things. Nappy Nap, like I said, I'm going to be opening up as a duo act there for Carney. But then another show we're doing in April is Big Coyote.
Okay.
Myself and two of the other singers are going to be doing an acoustic version of Big Coyote opening for Hal Ketchum, which is a country act that
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
I'm familiar, yes, sir.
So that we're looking forward to that. And you know, we've got our LA shows that we do, like at Molly Malone's and some of the other things that and we enjoy doing that and get, you know, just kind of continuing to build that following. I mean, there's so much that's going on the internet right now that where people can, you know, see us, you know, in a video, see us much like what we're doing right here.
Yes, sir.
But it's another thing just to build that following, to get the butts in the seat so that you can go out and do major shows.
Correct.
And I'm just, I'm in the frame of mind that, you know, if I love to play, and either whether it's a solo act, whether it's with my band Big Coyote, whether it's with Nap, I'll go out and I'll play my songs anyway. You know, any way I can.
That's what it's all about, the love of it.
Oh, it's we talk about age, and I just can't imagine a better way to be living my life right now.
Living the American dream. ChuckMurphy.net.
ChuckMurphy.net
is how we catch up with this young man. Y'all better catch up with him fast because his stock's going up quickly, okay? And we want to once again thank you guys for coming in and checking us out on our first episode of MBMP's Chase Lounge. Once again, we want to thank Mr. Murphy for coming by and our sponsors for sponsoring this beautiful show. And I'm your host, Ken Harris, a.k.a. Fat Mac the Great. And go on and jump back, y'all, and kiss yourself. All right.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We had another ending.
Oh, yeah, it was alternate.
You did
okay,
the other
cool.
ending,
It was
so
alternate.
edited. Now, whose phone is it?
That's mine.